Cool in the game, man. It's been a good day. We got work from home today because it's quote unquote iced over last night. So
nice.
Yeah.
It's supposed to ice over here too tonight.
Yeah, but you guys function, right? It ices over there. It's like, see, I'm going to work. Here, if it ices over, we're out of work for 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
You know, paid leave.
I know. It's so good. Living in the wrong country.
I know. I was, I think it can go both ways. There are things about Canada I fucking love and would love to live there for those reasons. But the
women.
Oh, man. Hell yeah. The with their hairy legs, rocks.
That's right.
No, what have you guys been up to?
Paul, what's been happening?
I don't know. I'm in between jobs.
I think you're in between jobs, and you're as happy as I've heard you in the last 3 podcasts.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's like freedom in a weird way. But
I know. I mean, I don't know, Nathan. Maybe you didn't see it, but I just felt like maybe Paul was down for the last week or so, and because I've been jumping in on most of your podcasts and your retro stuff, and I was like, man, he sounds a little bummed. And then I hop on here, and it's like, Paul sounds like he's gonna go work for McDonald's or something. It's like yippee ki-yay.
Well, it's not only freedom; it's paid freedom, because since I wasn't fired or quit, they're paying my severance out and my vacation and everything.
That rocks. You coming down to Virginia, buddy?
Yeah, I would like to. I mean, flights shouldn't be stupid anymore. I think that might have just been a winter thing for Christmas.
There was some weird thing I read. It was some flight booking websites. They'll actually have cookies saved from the last time you were there, and it'll affect the prices you see.
Really?
So you should delete all that shit. It's like, if you go and then leave and then go again, it'll be higher because they know you're shopping. I don't know if that's true.
That would explain a lot, actually.
That weird price jump we saw might have partially been that kind of malicious thing.
From $800 to $1,800.
Yeah,
that's pretty
2
close.
days.
I don't know.
Try
a different browser or something. But
set that shit up on Mozilla or something. Use Mozilla for your shopping or whatever.
To delete all the cookies right after.
Yeah, and you just have it set to delete cookies once a night.
Yeah.
So that crap never holds. Now, they could cache some stuff at the website, but I doubt that it would be that intrusive that they would do that.
Yeah, probably not. Unless you sign in with Facebook or something.
And don't you? Doesn't everybody? I do everything in Facebook.
I kind of do. It depends what it is.
Well, nowadays they've got on your phone and stuff, the apps where it's create an account or log in with Facebook. It's I'll just log in with Facebook. Makes it a lot quicker.
Yeah, let me see. Am I going to put my first, last name, then my username, then my password twice, and then my email twice, wait for the email, then activate, and then I can do it? Or am I going to click one button?
Well, do you guys have iHeartRadio up there? I don't know if you have it there.
No.
In the States, we have Clear Channel owns the majority of the radio stations, and we have iHeartRadio, which is basically just it's an app you put on your phone, and you can listen to any station that's on Clear Channel. And so, when I'm pouncing around the house, I listen to a local radio show here in DC, but I listen to it on my phone through iHeartRadio. The problem is that it posts to your timeline on Facebook, and I don't really need my friends seeing that I'm listening to Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Or One Republic or some crap like that, because it posts, Mezzo listening to Lady Gaga. I don't really care for that, but I do like the ease of motion with Facebook in terms of its just integration with all these apps on your phone and on your mobile devices.
Totally.
I have something I want to talk to you two dorks about.
Okay.
I've been looking to buy a DS, and I see there's these little retro shops I go to. They have used DSs for sale, DS Lite, 3DS, DS.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the one that I want? I mean, if comparing apples to apples, if I didn't care about 3D, right? Which is the one? Are they all comparable, or is the 3DS just much better?
Are you at all interested in Game Boy Advance backwards compatibility? Because I was, and I have the wrong one essentially for that need because I have DSi. And I can't play my GBA game.
Basically don't get the DSi no matter what.
It's kind of useless.
Yeah.
It was them kind of experimenting with some online stuff and a virtual store and whatever, but it's just they abandon it now. It's don't worry about it.
What about the online capability of the difference, like between the DS Lite, the DS, and the 3DS?
It's roughly the same.
Oh, well, 3DS now has Miiverse and all that junk, doesn't it? Or stuff like that, don't they?
Yeah. I guess, if you want the community aspect, the 3DS has the puzzle pieces, like when you go to cons and stuff and you can use Street Pass with people and stuff like that. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, John showed me that at MagFest, how when he was walking through the whatever, and he opens it up, and there's like 15 people who like meet him, quote unquote, through his little DS thing.
Yeah. Like, that's cool. You wouldn't need a 3DS for that.
Thing is kind of neat, but 3DS, yeah, it does have backwards compatibility DS games, and going forward, I guess there'll be some cool games for it. So, how much is it now?
I would probably just buy a 3DS.
$179 is what I saw for a base 3DS.
Yeah, I would probably just buy a base 3DS, and then if you wanted backwards compatibility, get a DS Lite, because they're probably like $30 at this point.
They're probably
here's what I want to do, though. I want to be able to record the 3DS footage, but I think I have to mod the DS to do it, right?
I think there's 3DS capture units, but because I know like their websites and media professionals and stuff, they have capture units, so you could probably get one of those.
Okay,
is there easy footage of those?
What's that?
Like, is there? I don't remember seeing a lot of 3DS quick looks and stuff like that around.
Yeah, like you can't record the 3D, obviously.
Right, yeah, but I don't care about that. I'd like to record the gameplay,
Yeah.
And I like the idea of the 3DS in terms of its compact, its portability, and the games that you have for it. I really, since we've been doing this stuff with John, I got to tell you, I've kind of gotten into the Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
I've been playing more Nintendo-based games. I've been doing a couple retro things on Friday and Saturday nights. Playing I think I played through Kung Fu the other night. Right? You remember Kung Fu for the Nintendo?
Yep.
Fucking great game. Forgot how great that game was.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But and I played through, we finished Super Mario Brothers U. Although I know Nathan, Zombie U is one of your games of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay. I guess I just didn't really. Maybe I didn't give it enough time. Maybe it picks up further on. I think I played for like an hour and I just kind of got bored with it.
Yeah, it was really that first play session was kind of weird and stressful, but it was really the second time I played it where I got past a certain difficulty hump and then started enjoying what was happening. But
so I should just probably give it a little more time.
It's kind of it'll punch you in the face right away, so it's a bit of a rough start. But I felt the same way about Demon Souls and stuff. They don't invite you in so much as drop you into the deep end. So
I didn't know what Zombie U was when I first fired it up, right? So it starts up and it's like the guy tells my character to run, and there's a ladder. I got stuck on the ladder, and no joke, 4 minutes into the game, I got my first kill. I mean, my first death. And then I had to start over, and I was like, what the fuck? And it started me over with the new character, but it started me over inside the safe house. So that was interesting. Fun. I mean, it was fun for those 4 seconds or 4 minutes, but then when you get into the rest of it, I was like, I like when I play zombies, I like waves and waves of zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm a fan of Black Ops, the zombie stuff for Black Ops, even if I hate the multiplayer, simply because it's kind of where we started, was playing Zombie Horde and Gears of War 3, the Horde mode for Gears of War 3 and all that stuff. And so, I appreciate that. Maybe I'll give it another shot. I've got it. It's still, I'll knock the dust off of it and see what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Give it some more time. Just because you felt so highly of it, I'll give it another shot there, buddy.
Okay. I haven't beaten it yet. I did feel I needed to be transparent about that fact, but it definitely was doing some interesting stuff with its online kind of features and stuff. It was a lot of stuff that was reminding me of the weirdest time I spent with Dead Rising, going for achievements and trying to do weird stuff, just surviving by getting food and whatever. It was that kind of stuff was being explored instead of the killing hordes of stuff. If you run into 2 or more zombies, you should probably run away.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad thing. And specifically when they have a SWAT uniform on or something, that's just a big hassle. That happens later, I'm assuming, but yeah.
My favorite part of Dead Rising was when you got that big ass lawnmower.
Yeah.
Just mow through hordes of them with it. That was so, that was fun. I played that one. I probably logged 10 hours of Dead Rising before I just kind of got bored with it. I'm not a big fan of those. Like, and this is probably sacrilege for some people, but I'm not a fan of. I'm not saying I hate them, but I'm not a fan of Grand Theft Auto. Right? I don't like.
I fucking hate Grand Theft Auto.
I'm not a fan of that huge open world. Now, I say that, but I loved Assassin's Creed. Maybe it's a different. Maybe it's the era in which the game is supposedly taking place, but I just didn't get the same. I don't get a kick out of those types of games. Just the constantly here open area, go here, save these people, bring them back, take pictures of nudie zombies, that kind of stuff. I really didn't dig on it.
Did you like Red Dead Redemption then?
Loved Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, so it's probably the whole city thing is just kind of boring and played out.
I mean, Far Cry 3 is an open world, but Nathan, I know you hated it, but I loved that freaking game. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know.
It's actually really modeled in a similar way to Assassin's Creed, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Whereas I didn't like Brotherhood either. So basically, whenever I was reading reviews where it's like, this is the best thing they've done since Brotherhood, it was just like, oh, this sounds like they made it for not me. So I'm angry now.
If I had to say the one negative aspect for the game for me was that it was very much like Assassin's Creed, right? From instead of doing the super eagle dive off the top of the tower, now you take a zip line down, right? But it's the same philosophy. You go up there and you find the tower and you look around and oh look, it opens up a part of the map, and that kind of tweaked me because it was like everything else you put so much imagination and money into the background, right? Into visibly the game, and then you basically just grabbed Assassin's Creed, reskinned it for some of the mission types, and that to me was a little bit telling that they kind of were because they didn't go for the storyline, right? Because the storyline was weak at best. And then they went ahead and they basically just reskinned the map from an Assassin's Creed skin, and then they added all these guns in. But I'm not going to say that it was a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun playing like that, But on the same part, it was kind of Assassin's Creed, but 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
Like the most interesting part I've heard about is the animal ecosystem stuff that's going on.
I love the hunting. The hunting's the best part of that game.
Yeah, stumbling into like some crazy situations with sharks and Komodo dragons or something, but
the best is when you're setting up to snipe somebody and a tiger mauls you. It sneaks up from behind you and jumps on your back, and then all of a sudden now you're fighting for your life for a tiger when you were just sitting there all peaceful like before.
That actually happened kind of to me today. I was doing you can infiltrate and take over the pirate camps or whatever the base is. And you get extra points if there's no alarms sounded or whatever. So they really encourage you to go up and just kind of scout out with your camera, because then you can tag where the people are and stuff like that. So I was up on a hill looking down my camera or whatever, scoping everything out, took my sniper rifle out, was about to take the first fucking shot there to get this shit started. And then a bear comes out and just starts mauling at me. So you just run away a little bit, grab my bow and arrow, just shot him a bunch of times, and as he was charging, I sliced him open at the last minute. And just shit like that is the best part of that game.
Yeah.
Where you're just I'm gonna kill this dude, and then a bear's like, nope, you're dead. It's oh, all right.
So Nathan, I get to your point. I understand why you don't like the game, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I beat every mission on that game.
Well, it's really just a weird place I'm in, where I'm one of those Far Cry 2 snobs. So of course it was never going to be.
I don't understand why you don't like it, because you haven't even played it.
I know. Well, I haven't played beyond that demo and stuff. I need to come visit you and see it,
just hang out, because we used to be friends at one point.
I know, but you should have been at the jam, man. It was so cool.
Dude, I was busy getting everything for this week done.
Okay.
Hey, Paul, do you have it on Xbox or PC?
Far Cry?
Yeah.
I actually have it on PS3. I don't turn my Xbox on at all anymore, because I don't have Live anymore.
Damn, if you'd had it on PC, me, you, Pancake, and ADP could have played the co-op campaign.
I would like to try the co-op.
Yeah. I've been getting into. By the way, I got my Game of the Year nomination. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
for
go ahead.
2013.
Okay.
The new Devil May Cry. Fucking love that game.
Really?
Oh my god. I've already played through it twice now. I just bought it on Saturday.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
It is so much fucking fun. You know, and maybe it's because it's a lot faster paced than most of the games I've been playing.
Yeah.
And the way you can string together combinations is just off the hook. I am in love with this stupid game. I mean, I'm going back and I'm playing through it for another freaking another playthrough. I'm gonna try to go on the harder ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I got it for PS3. I've been playing it on PS3.
Were you a fan of the other Devil May Cry games?
I played 20 minutes of the first one.
Okay.
And then I don't know. That was a long time ago. It's back before I was really playing video games again. I was kind of like, you know, in and out of games where I'd play.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd play for a couple of days and then come back to it a month later.
Yeah.
So I played it for a bit and then I put it down. I didn't get the second DMC, and then I picked up this one because I got a gift card, and so I was like, you know, I'll try Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ton of fun. It's fast. I mean, the storyline's whatever, but it'll be
factories.
Virility factories. That's what it is. Yeah, it's I'll play it. You know, I mean, it'll be tough to beat it in terms of just sheer joy I've had playing that game.
Yeah, I was talking to John a little bit because I was giving him some shit about liking it so much. And I was explaining to him that, like, I don't actually care that you like it so much or whatever. It was just kind of for the recording we were doing a couple weeks ago. And more than anything, like, I don't like a lot of the look design they went with, but that's a personal opinion. The basis of why I don't own it is because he told me it plays like a Devil May Cry game, and I just didn't want to play that, like, right now. That's the only reason why I haven't bought it.
Something I've been hearing anecdotally around it since it came out is a lot of platforming. Is that true? Like, is tons of jumping around? Or
yes, that's true. Yes,
to a fault, or is it fine?
No, it integrates well into the storyline in terms of it integrates well into the gameplay. It's like you got to go from it's kind of like Prince of Persia, right? I mean, Prince of Persia was great the way they integrated the platforming into that game to a degree. This one does it pretty seamlessly for the most part. There are times when you're like, really? More fucking jumping? But for the most part, it maintains, you know, it's basically you have to get from point A to point B, and then there's some more walking and fighting.
Okay.
It's very staged. It's very go from point A to point B, small cutscene, fight, point A to point B, small cutscene, fight. I mean, that's pretty much how the game is laid out.
Yeah.
And it's they throw lots of characters, and there's, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 moves you can do. I'm just spitballing here, but you just can do whatever you want. And there's actually a mission where you have to kill these 4 guys, but you have to do it without using the same move twice.
Wow.
That is insanely difficult to do, even if you do have a ton of moves at your disposal.
Yeah. Like, with Devil May Cry games, I always remembered my favorite part of it was the mechanics, like the actual gameplay, everything. When you were fighting demons or whatever and doing these weird stylish moves and stuff, it just felt really nice. So, I mean, if I wanted to play another game like that, I would have totally picked this up probably. But yeah,
it's you know, it's definitely a different game than I played. I mean, I've been playing All Stars and doing a little bit of PS3 stuff. I've been trying to spend more time on my PS3 because I have really neglected it over the last 2 years.
Yeah. I think Nathan's dead.
No, I'm still here. I'm just trying to think what the new PlayStation Plus title was this week, but I don't know. I just don't know.
Oh.
I should check it. But anyway, Devil May Cry. I played that third one. It's pretty good.
The third one is good. Still my favorite. It's fucking hard, though.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I cry.
Nathan, you've been at a game jam.
Yeah, Global Game Jam 2013.
Do you want to explain what a global game jam is?
Alright. It's the 4th one in Calgary. Teams from around the world for 48 hours work on making a playable prototype of some little game idea based on a theme. Mm-hmm. This year's theme was the sound of a heart beating. So that was kind of weird, but I don't know. We basically, just got together, hung out with a bunch of people, talked about games and mechanics, and Metal Gear Solid 2 microphones and cool stuff like that.
And you made a game.
And then, 48 hours later, games were made, like finished and there. And yes, my name is now on a thing that could be called a video game called Cupid Crusade. And it's available for download on
Which has nothing to do with your theme.
It has hearts all over it.
Where's it down? Wait, hold on. Where is this? Where can I download this awesome game?
This is only a multiplayer. This is a multiplayer only thing, so you need some 360 controllers. But it is on the Global Game Jam website. It is a convoluted website, but yeah, if you want to find mine, go to locations, click on jam sites.
We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah,
it'll be in the show notes.
For anyone else, search Calgary. Look for game Cupid Crusade. It will be listed there, and my name is on there.
And this completely invalidates your opinion about every game ever now. So Far Cry 3 is great because you made that Cupid Crusade game.
You shut your mouth, Paul. See, because I know. I don't know.
I know the ins and outs now. So now
I know
I'm
the
even
ins and
more
outs,
validated.
Yeah, it makes less sense all the bullshit decisions they made. Oh, I'm just bugging you. Really though, I do have much more appreciation for like the weird, like kind of cuts you need to make because it's like such a small time, and you're just like, it'd be really nice if these cupids, fit the perspective better, or their wings flapped, or the animations for the wolves were animations, but you can't do that, man. You're just like, we need something that works and there's points in it, and then it's over, and like just have a loop that works, and that's all we got down to in 48 hours. But it's a prototype.
Like, you were the only multiplayer game there.
We were the only multiplayer game there, so I feel good about that. And yeah, we were super tangentially related to the theme, but that was okay. We felt okay about that.
Cupid's what?
Cupid Crusade. You play as... It's 4 Cupids, dual joystick shooter. You are matching wolves with each other and rabbits with each other, but not wolves and rabbits, or else they'll eat... the wolf will eat the rabbit.
There it is. Cupid Crusade.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah.
You broke the projector.
We went up to present our game on the big screen like everyone else did, and it immediately broke, which resulted in some awesome, awkward shuffling up at the front of a room full of people that were increasingly getting impatient, and that was an amazing, amazing experience of awkwardness. But, oh well.
And the group right after you was real bad.
Well, they had to keep stalling for time.
I know, like, I felt so bad for that guy, because he was trying his hardest to keep talking.
Yeah, that's why, like, I was like, I have a microphone right here, I'm not going to say anything, though. Like, we really need our visual. I could explain everything, but it would just be terrible. Like, I just want the game to kind of be up there. Okay, we're done. And then we walked away. But then, yeah, they went the opposite route with just kind of like, alright, whatever, they'll figure it out. Let's just talk about it. And then explaining way too much. And, yeah. Which is too bad, because their game actually looked like a pretty cool little bullet hell shooter, but...
Oh, theirs was a bullet hell shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which one was the tower defense? Because that game was garbage.
Oh, Heart Attack, I think it was also as well. No, that was the 3D one.
Yeah, that was the 3D one. It was Cardiac Arrest, maybe?
Yeah. Which I'm not sure why they changed the balance of it for the demo, because that made it worse to watch, because then it goes on longer. Like, you can't see the ending animation and stuff.
And then, they never showed the ending animation. They cut it off.
Yeah, they're just like, alright, we're done. Turn it off. Which is too bad, because it looked functional and everything, but I don't know. But yeah, game jams, I kind of have a whole new respect for game development in many ways.
You slept on the floor?
I slept on the floor. Well, I tried to do that. Concrete floor with a jacket and a thin, like, couch blanket. Terrible. It's a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
I know things for next year to, like, bring a mat or something, or not be afraid of sleeping on a couch.
I think Aaron and I were going to go next year as well.
I definitely recommend it as just like it's super, like, easy going in terms of the attitude. Like, going into it, I was actually really stressed out. Like, I was like, oh man, like, I don't know how to code at all. Like, I'm just going to be laughed out of there. It's going to be the worst. Oh my goodness, I better get a haircut. I gotta pack up all this stuff. I was just, like, really, really losing it to the point where I actually did get sick the first night, and I'm not sure if that was a factor. Like, I forgot to eat. I did, so I got really weak and lightheaded after talking for a few hours.
Yeah.
So I spent the first night at home and then went back.
So you cheated.
I've actually read some blogs suggesting you do that anyway, so no, but
Okay.
I didn't intend to do that the first time.
Do they do it once a year all around the world? Is that what I'm seeing?
One, yeah, this specific one is an annual, like, international one, so there was 63 countries participating and like 16,000 people. There are smaller game jams all around, just depending on like your local game scene, like what they do. Here in Calgary, there's not a lot. We were kind of talking.
We don't have one at all here.
Yeah, but there's definitely some interested parties looking into setting up stuff. But
The Crunch Dudes.
The Crunch Dudes. Should we actually just put the name of it out there already? Do that viral campaign we were talking about, or no?
I forgot what it was. Like Cow Jam.
Cow Jam. Just
Yeah.
like word Cow Jam. Just permeate that out there into the ethos of the internet, or the ether. Sorry, and then eventually something will happen.
If they actually get that started, that could be crazy good too.
That could
Because
be cool, yeah.
Because like the Crunch guys and Calvin automatically, then there's a bunch of other people that they're gonna fly out from Winnipeg, like Alec, and those dudes. So like people that have actually made games that people buy on Steam and like would actually be part of it. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, and there was definitely some talented like just people at this thing that I got to bump into. Like I was genuinely impressed by a lot of Refract. Like I played it again today.
Which one was
Just in terms of
Refract?
That was the one with all just kind of the weird different scenes, like the art backgrounds that you just kind of do a rhythm thing with.
That one is pretty great. I like that one a lot. I didn't like the Telltale Heart one. I thought that was uninspired as fuck.
Well, it was the way it, like, hearing about it as it was being developed, it sounded really interesting, but then seeing it, it was like very linearly, you just go to here, press a thing, go here, press a thing, go here, press a thing, and then it's over. You know?
Yeah.
It's too bad. Like, modest scale has to happen immediately. Like, it was really neat to see, like, the initial pitch sessions were, like, these giant, interesting ideas. Like, there was a kind of arcade game I was hoping to get behind called Death Diner, which was going to be, like, a weird subversion of Diner Dash, where you're also dealing with, like, people having heart attacks as a result of eating so much terrible food.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't, like, pretty much just in the first hour of talking about it, it was just like, we not only have to make like this interesting, like this functional arcade game, but we also have to kind of layer all this joke stuff on top of it to make it even work as a thing, or else it's just a completely derivative, uninspired Diner Dash clone. So let's just not do that. And I felt kind of bad about it, but at the same time, it was like, you know what, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna, like, you're right, we don't have any time. There's 2 of us at this point now, is how our team ended up. We were the smallest team there, because it was just me and this guy named Scott. And
it was essentially Scott.
It was Scott, really. Like I was kind of there to kind of like remind him of. Like, I almost felt like I was the script notes person if this was a movie. Like I just kind of like I was just organizing like the things we needed to make sure were in there for it to work. And he's like, "Oh yeah, right." And then he'd actually do all the.
That's what programmers need, though, because when they get started coding and stuff, nothing else matters. So they need someone to feed them. Like this goes here.
Yeah. I felt over the course of it like I became eventually kind of valuable, but there was definitely moments where I was just like, I'm just here. Like I ended up talking to you on Skype for like 2 hours
with the vent chat guys. Yeah,
yeah, which was totally fun, but it was also just like me. That was me feeling kind of bad because I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm not really contributing anything at this point. Because like before, I was at least kind of sitting and kind of helping play it a bit and find little finicky issues here and there, or pointing out like, wouldn't it be better if you could better differentiate like the dudes from each other, like the players and whatever? We still have tons of issues with that. Really, like, if anyone wants to do critical feedback on Cupid Crusade, it would be appreciated, but I'm pretty sure me and Scott have a really firm handle on how many things are horribly wrong with that game.
Do you want me to do a review?
Do it. Yeah, what you got?
Okay. No, like, I'll do an actual write-up review, but the first thing I can think of is you need a better heads-up display to show which character is which. Okay. I don't like the controls. I don't like the pulling back and releasing because it makes it so the aiming is inaccurate at best. The music's fantastic. Art design's a little uninspired and rushed. Go figure. It's
really rushed, dude. We just got clip art, and then we got, like, the art we got was we were just happy to have anything.
You need a bigger play field or smaller sprites or both.
We decided, yeah, we came to that conclusion.
And you need more spawn points for things to do.
That or a higher rate of spawning.
Or random. You need some random arbitrary thing in there that makes them spawn wherever because it's easy to just camp out.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just wolves on the left, bunnies on the right, and that's it. Because, like, they don't disperse as much as quickly as you'd like. Yeah.
Overall,
Also,
3 out of 10.
Totally fair. I'll take
2 out of 7 keg stands.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was more just impressed we got anything working at all. And there were some happy accidents in it, though. Like, I really like that you can do the weird little T-spins at the end.
Yeah.
Holy
That
shit,
just made me
game's
happy.
loud.
And also the physics are totally broken, which makes it really fun. Because
Yeah.
as soon as you land an arrow on a thing, it'll just start rolling. And it makes no sense, but it immediately became like, this is basically secretly like asteroids or something happening. But it's wolves and bunnies, so it makes no sense. It was yeah. We were just laughing at the game. It was fun. It was fun. But yeah, totally fair. I'm not sure how it really stands up as a thing, but we were pretty.
You also did it in 48 hours.
Yeah, that
with one guy putting everything together.
Yeah, like it definitely over the summer or something. I plan to learn how to do something, like learn how to code something, so that I can actually contribute at stuff like this. Because like there was definitely stuff where it's like I have a list of 8 things that we would really like to put in here, but I can't like take half that list and do it. Yeah. I have to kind of wait on Scott to do whatever he can. So at some point it was just like, all right, this one's more important than this one, so we'll scratch this. And like just kind of shuffling around different things. And eventually it's like, all right, we got like 3 out of the 8 things, but those 3 are the most important things, so it works. So good. That's at least some sort of success. But yeah, it does kind of suck we didn't get to demo it, but at the same time, it was neat to see kind of people still gather around it and mess around with it a bit after, which is probably a better way to
hands-on for a multiplayer game, definitely.
Yeah. And you're right about like the arrow mechanic. That was the thing we decided on like the minute one was we wanted to experiment with the pullback and release and see how that feels. And once everything came together and we no longer had a bow on screen and all this different stuff, it was like, this is no longer intuitive, but it's too late now and pushing would just be weird and whatever. So sure. But yeah, video games. Yeah. They're really strange things, but that was a neat experience.
Needs a better story.
You know, the story really only exists in a paragraph on the website, but
okay,
yeah. I try to just set up like why anything is happening, and yeah, but whatever.
The year is 2013. Animals have taken over,
and you need to pair them up so there will be more animals.
So it's essentially Tokyo Jungle, but you're playing Cupid. That's bringing these animals together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How do I shoot?
Yeah, exactly, right?
You pull
all I can do is... Go ahead.
Opposite direction, and then release to shoot an arrow.
All right. Oh, wait. There we go. Wait, no. No, that ain't it.
Yeah, bro, you gotta change that control scheme.
Really?
Oh, I already changed it once.
No, not you.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, this is... I got it. Maybe. I'm stuck on a tree. I can't... there we go. It's okay. You only use one stick? Is that the whole thing?
Yeah. Well, you use both. You use both sticks, but one...
Well, I must have it set up wrong because I'm using one. All right. Mine turns me, moves me, and shoots all in one fell swoop. So...
I have mine downloaded. I guess I should make sure something didn't go weird, but we had it working fine yesterday.
So how's this control scheme supposed to be? Like, Paul, look at yours. What is it? What is it? It says J1 left horizontal.
Oh, I don't have mine open.
Oh, I've got mine up. I wanted to play this game. I was going to cover it for tag.
You should anyway. It's like, so this is a game Nathan made, making his opinion about everything invalid.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. Come on.
Is that right? I don't know how this...
dude. And it's multiplayer. We got the multiplayer working.
That is
It has
pretty
multiplayer?
That is impressive that you actually got 4-player multiplayer working when everyone else could barely do a first person.
Paul,
or
fire
like
that shit up. Connect to me. Let's play this real time.
I don't think it's network compatible.
Dude, no, it has no network code. Are you serious? That would be amazing. I would have to, salute Scott extra more for doing that. But yeah, there's no way. We were talking to like couch competition kind of stuff is what we wanted, but yeah. And if you notice that there's 4 Cupids on screen at all times, no matter how many players are actually playing. Shut up. Yeah, we couldn't fix that.
You know what you should have done though is you should have made it so if you're one player, you can actually make the Cupids fall in love.
Oh, like you can shoot the Cupids?
Yeah,
that would be so cute.
We were wondering if we should put collision on the Cupids so you could kind of block other people's arrows, like throw yourself in between and then steal it and stuff like that. But these were all pipe dream ideas at some point. We never got to implement a lot of stuff. Also, if you'll notice, players 2 and 4 are always facing right. We tried to tweak that so that they're at least facing into the game area, the play area. But as soon as we did, we realized like we just switched the animation around, like we switched their art, but not the actual thing. So they were shooting out of their back.
So they do Game Jam. So where did you go to Game Jam? It wasn't in Calgary, right?
Yeah, it was. It was actually at the university library. My university, so that was kind of neat to spend a lot of time in that space. But yeah, it was a neat place to do that kind of thing. There was a lot of different separate offices, places to meet and talk about stuff, and monitors up on there and everything. And then, like, not only seeing our project come together, but being able to kind of wander around and see the evolution of all these other things. Like, you were there at the initial like pitches and everything, and then you kind of see like, oh well, we immediately dropped this idea, or like we're having this weird scrolling like texture issue with this part, and then you come back like a couple hours later and they fixed it and also added bump mapping and it looks way better. This was on the Heart Attack, like the 3D one, and all that, and like I don't know, it was just neat to see all that stuff swirling around and coming together over the course of 2 days, and people looking really tired and drinking energy drinks. And
Taylor Family Digital Library, UFC, is that it?
Yep.
That's where it was.
All right, I'm booking it next year. January 27th, what is it? 27th, 28th? It's on that last weekend of January.
Wait, you're coming to this one here?
Oh, why not? I'll come visit Paul and Aaron and you guys, and then we'll go do game jams for a couple of days.
All right, no, you're more than welcome. It's just I'd assume there might be a pretty awesome one happening in your city too. But
it's either in New York, and I don't have any friends in New York, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least that way. I'm gonna have to travel one way or another.
Sound crazy? This was like 50 people. Some of the teams ended up being like the teams did end up being weirdly imbalanced sometimes. Like it's like 8 people versus R2, or like 3 people, 7 and stuff, and just. The dispersion of like artists and programmers seemed pretty random, but at the same time, I guess everybody ended up where they wanted to be, so there was no real butthurt stuff going on there. But no, yeah, more the merrier. Everyone's welcome.
Do you have more of an appreciation for Hotline Miami now?
For like a few dudes coming up with something sweet, or
no, for one dude doing all the programming and stuff like that, and it was essentially kind of like your game, how you move and you have to turn to like. Do something, but at the same time you have guys running at you. You're not just making animals fall in love.
Well, one of the games that was there was actually using Game Maker, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
The Meat Man one.
Yep.
Which I tinkered with a bit today as well. But yeah, no, it's definitely like that small level development thing. You definitely kind of see how those pieces are coming together and what that must have been like and whatever. Like I just have a better understanding of how that would work and bug testing and everything. But yeah, more time equals more. You can just do so much more. Like there's so much stuff we would change if given time. But yeah, or like some weird kind of creative decisions. Like at one point, art came back that was like the completely wrong perspective for our game field. It just wouldn't make sense. But then we're just like, wait. Why don't we repurpose this? And now we have our title screen.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. And it was just like, sure, all right, because we were like, our next problem, like item number 4 on the list was making a title screen. So we're just like, we have one now. That just happened. So yeah, I don't know. Dev Diaries on Cupid Crusade. I recommend people go to game jams though, just as a thing. Like even if you're just covering games, like you'll probably be able to serve some sort of function there, and then you'll have a better appreciation of what people are going through. That
I tell you what, we'll take it. We'll make a team. I will be the project manager. Paul can be my assistant.
Okay.
Well, Erin and I were thinking of going, and then she would do the art, and then I would do it digitally. Like I would get it all set up in Photoshop and stuff.
And you'd probably be like, audio, right? You got some audio tweaking.
But then what are you gonna do?
I'll hopefully be able to figure out how to do more things next year. But yeah.
What are you in school for, Nathan?
I am in English and film, so I can write stuff, which is one of the most useless abilities there.
That's why you're an editor.
Yeah. Yeah. I could have fixed a typo in one of the other team's games, though, that I noticed, but whatever.
Don't be that guy.
No, I'm not
unless
saying.
they were complete dicks. Then you get to be that guy.
I'd just be able to just be like, oh, hey.
Unless those guys look at your game and like, well, I could fix this little piece of code right there.
Like, wait, why didn't you have bounding on the outsides? You could just fly away. It's just like, yeah.
What are you, a 2-bit programmer? What's wrong with you?
No, I'm a 0-bit programmer.
I don't even know how to do any of this. But yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got a book for you, Nathan, if you want it. It's a how to create games in Java.
Okay.
I'll ship it to Paul, and you can have it. I don't use it anymore.
Okay.
I use it when I was doing some stuff.
One, too, and I don't know what I'm going to actually end up doing, but we'll
just do Unity. It's
Unity is the hotness.
It's the standard for indie games right now, and there's so many tutorials and people that know it inside and out. You'll get help everywhere for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the actual number of how many projects there were. Like it seemed like 5 out of 8 or something.
There was one Flash based, maybe even 2.
There was Game Maker.
There was one Game Maker, and I think 2 Flash based, and the rest were Unity, from what I could tell.
Unity.
Yeah, it's the hotness. Apparently, it's all around, but it's pretty good. Anyway, that was my tired recollections of Global Game Jam 2013. Check out your local indie game scene for more such things.
You're gonna do a write-up, right?
I'm gonna try to do some manner of write-up. I also said I would do a paper on it for a film class I'm in.
Why don't you just put the paper up too, then?
I think there's some sort of like educational dishonesty thing with that. I'm not sure you could get credit for a thing and also put it on a thing. I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah.
Turn it in first.
Yeah,
turn it in first and then do it.
Okay, I'll get it graded, and it's like, here's Nathaniel Rohr's B+ paper.
Yeah, then post it.
Well, it's
although they shouldn't care either way. If it's your original work, you should be able to post it anywhere you want.
You're right. I guess I can just double check with that. There is still some debate whether it's really applicable to this course at all, but I asked him about it, and I was like, it's kind of like a 48-hour film festival, but with video games, and video games are kind of like movies, but like better. So
it's not like a film festival though.
But there are 48-hour film challenges where you have to edit together a movie in 48 hours.
Yeah, but a game jam is not like a film festival.
Well, we screened them in a theater.
I like kind of.
Yeah, basically the same thing, Paul.
It's not. It's not at all the same thing. You're completely wrong.
No, well, that's the paper. The paper's going to argue whether or not it's the same thing and in what ways.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, don't post that then. Nobody wants to read that.
No, it's going to be awesome, dude.
Nobody wants to read you being wrong.
No, I'm going to be right. I am right.
Oh, okay.
It's the future of art. But anyway, don't worry about it.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
Did you guys see my hate-filled tweets yesterday?
I don't know.
I'm barely on Twitter anymore.
I've been on Twitter quite a bit, but I can't. What were you angry about?
So this senator from California, or wannabe senator from California.
Oh, I saw those. Yeah.
Is this Leland
he pissed
again?
me off. Leland Eek. Oh, that guy pissed me off. I'm so sick of old farts making comments about shit they don't know. You know, he was like, what did he say? Now I was so tweaked at the time. He said that gamers have no credibility and are something about violence. The word escapes me. Have a propensity for violence or a lust for violence. That's what he said. And I'm like, it just tweaked me to no end. Right? Because this guy's like 55 years old, 60 years old. He's a child psychologist, and, they do good work. And he's running for senator. And when he was talking about video game violence and gun violence and stuff, he was like, well, gamers have no credibility. And all I'm going to fucking say is that the gamers he's saying have no fucking credibility are the ones who are going to be running this fucking country in 10 years. I'm sick to fucking death of Joe Biden and this Leland Yee guy coming out saying that they know video gamers and they know what the heart of a video gamer. It's so fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Nathan knows something about old men that are too set in their ways.
What do you mean?
You're always criticizing everybody about video games.
Oh, okay. Like, are you saying like just this weird kind of
in movies
understanding? Oh yeah. Ageism. Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
And we just had a conversation where it's like, no, Casablanca's like the best movie ever made because old people.
Right.
Oh yeah, last week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true of a lot of movies. I seem to like. It's just like All About Eve isn't even good, but it was 60 years ago, based on 60 year ago standards. So I don't know. You're supposed to like it, I guess, if you mean in that way. Yeah.
I don't think you're supposed to like it, right? But you got to appreciate what it was for 70 years ago. I mean, movies like Casablanca and Wizard of Oz and those great movies that we're all supposed to have seen. 1930s, early 40s were completely different. It was completely new realm. To discount them is a travesty because they are what led the way to what we currently have. Right? It doesn't have to be your favorite movie of all time, but without Casablanca, you have no fucking Friday Night Lights or whatever lame movie you kids are into these days. Right?
Yeah.
I think I more mean like stuff that's so rooted in a specific like historical timeline or something. Like it's, I don't know.
Like Game of Thrones, isn't that rooted in some weird timeline as well?
Well, that's a totally alternate everything. I don't even like it that much.
I don't either. I don't get it.
I think what I was trying to mean, like what I was, the conversation that I was having that led to Casablanca was about this Italian film that was kind of post-war. And my only kind of observation was just like, it's weird that all the German characters in this movie don't need any kind of character build-up because you just know they're evil because post-World War II. Yeah. Which is like kind of unfair to real people because they might have had their own, reasons for doing their thing.
Dude, Germans.
He doesn't care.
It's a movie.
Germans, dude.
And it's a movie.
But movies can have three-dimensional characters, and this
movies can have three-dimensional characters. They don't. When you're talking about if it's Italian movie with Nazi Germany, they're probably not going to spend as much time making the Germans three-dimensional.
Yeah.
But there's like a character twist where like one is revealed to be evil, and you're just like, this is basically a Scooby-Doo movie, but set in World War II. Like
that's amazing, actually.
They set up this character in the early in the scene, and she's just kind of this sinister lady in the background. And you're just like, oh, I see where this is going. And then she's an evil German double agent, and you're just like, well, you could have just like this movie is fine. Like I get why it's here and everything, but it's not gonna hold up. I think all I meant is like this isn't gonna resonate past a certain point because World War II is over and we're getting further and further away from it. So unless you have something going on in your movie that isn't just like commentating on the thing that just happened, it's not going to really stick with people past a certain point in time. And Casablanca might be that way, I don't know. I'm thinking Zero Dark 30 is going to be that way in like 100 years. Like, it's just like, what even happened? Why is this a movie? And it's like, oh, there was this guy, and there was this stuff that happened, and it kicked off all this stuff. Here's like the new equivalent of Wikipedia and an article explaining why. And you're just like, oh, okay. I still don't really care about these characters and stuff, though. And you're just like, yeah, I totally get it. Like, they kind of don't really invest in that. So, context is everything. Like, even if you'd like Lincoln, which I did like, does assume a lot about the audience before they see it. Like, you know everything that's going on, right? And I do, just because he's such a well-regarded historical figure, but it's totally conceivable someone from a different culture or something would just be like, this is like the worst movie. I have no idea what's going on or what this meeting's about or who that is. And you're just like, yeah, sorry, you didn't read the book, kind of like.
I haven't seen Lincoln, but I hate it.
Okay. Just based on what I said, or what do you mean?
No, I'm totally with him. Like, fuck Lincoln, dude.
It sounds so boring, or what?
Yeah.
The better one was Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I'm just throwing that out there that gets my Lincoln movie of the year.
I don't know if I agree with that part, but...
Come on, Abe Lincoln fighting fucking vampires. It would only be better if there were fucking zombies as well, but that's another movie on Netflix. It's different. It's Abe Lincoln Zombie Hunter.
Yeah, that's really funny, actually, that they'd have that.
I've seen both. I don't know. They're very different things.
No, both based on true story.
To some degree, there is a weird chapter in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter where it's just about his presidency and his son dying, which did happen.
Fact. See? Fact. Movie was based on facts.
Yeah. There are some facts in there, so yeah.
I'm sure they just hid the fact that he was hunting vampires so that the society wouldn't be scared.
My Casablanca and like old movies are old thing was more just like a weird, like I was not able to express those thoughts before class was over, so I came into a podcast loaded up with things to say. More context probably would have been better, but yeah. I like some old movies, but not all of them have things to say anymore.
Movies from the 80s, those old, that old?
No, those aren't old, but yeah. I'm trying to think of, actually, no, never mind. Newer movies are better. That's just like blanket statement. The Coen Brothers came along and fixed film noir. It was crappy before. I'm just whatever. Come at me, everybody. It's fine.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Far Cry 3, best movie.
Best movie.
Yeah.
Best movie ever.
Yep.
Actually,
just trolling
Far
each other now.
Far Cry the movie was a shit stain. Did you see Far Cry the movie?
I do own it, but I haven't watched it.
You haven't watched it. Okay.
It's not good.
Nathan, movie night.
We should.
The guy who plays the main character is pretty great, though. I like that guy as an actor in general.
Bastards, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the movie was just bad. Oh, I see Human Centipede 2 is out. Is that going to be a live stream night?
I think so.
Stuff sounds really upsetting, but I don't know. Barbed wire and such.
Nathan, I saw the other day you tagged me in something when you were talking to Jim Crawford. Like, what? Why are you tagging me in something about the Holocaust?
What? Oh yeah, no, never mind. We were gonna have that conversation about the pianist is Schindler's List.
That's what that was. Yeah, okay.
That's what that was. And he posted a couple articles about Zero Dark 30 and its tone towards stuff that happened that was unpleasant. And in the article, they made this kind of, they just vaguely described, like, you wouldn't do a cold tone, like, weird like version of the Holocaust story. That would just be inappropriate. And I was like, well, The Pianist is kind of that movie, and it's really, really good. Yeah. So what are you talking about? And
Pianist.
Yeah. Exactly.
Adrian Brody has the biggest nose in the history of film. That guy.
Really big.
It's pretty big.
It's huge. I think Family Guy made fun of it, where it was like that one time we had dinner with Adrian Brody or something, and like his nose was halfway into the table, and he just had arms coming out the side of it. That's how I picture Adrian Brody. I got to tell you, favorite movie with Adrian Brody was Predators.
Predators was he is such a weird presence in that movie though, because he's like, I know him as that thin, small little guy, and then
he's a tank in that.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that role fit him well.
Oh, really? Okay. Like,
I thought he pulled it off.
A friend and I always have conversations. It's like, how is The Rock not in this movie? Like, the agent, whoever his agent is, should probably just be fired because they should have phoned him or something. What's going on?
The Rock? Well, he should be in every movie.
I agree.
I mean, like, if you're looking for a 21st century, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger equivalent, like, he's as close as we have. He's just a big tank of a dude who says funny things sometimes. Like, right? Why?
He's always glistening.
Always. So, I'm looking
and he's the WWE World Champion right now. Just throwing that out there.
I heard that. He
won last
spot? He did a comeback, or?
It's promotional thing. He's a part-time. He's going to be. I don't know what he's doing right now. He's filming like 4 movies, and he's keeping up his training for the WWE. And now he's the WWE champion. He beat CM Punk last night at Royal Rumble. I don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah, this is all promotional for Pain and Gain, which is going to be so. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to see it. It's going to.
I'm gonna go see it, and I also want to see that movie he's got, Snitch. That looks.
It doesn't look terrible. There's like a lot of truck chases in it. I don't mind truck chases. So
yeah, I don't like him in Fast and Furious or the Fast Five. I didn't like him in that.
Okay.
I thought it was like, hey, let's get this guy, let's have this character in this movie, and it's just gonna be The Rock, but we're gonna call him Agent The Rock.
And he has an amazing beard though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think he does that because every other film, it would just be every movie he ever does, he looks exactly the same because you can't do much with a 6'7" Samoan who's balding.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't be really a chameleon of a.
Yeah.
Like, The Rock was in that? That was him? That's crazy.
He is past his Serpent King grow my hair out or extension days. I'm just, he's going a little bald. That's why he's completely shaved now, because his hairline is receding big time, quickly.
Secrets. Yeah, that's how they hide it. But I liked Fast Five, but I guess, he doesn't really do much beyond just be a big person that is there. So
No, I liked Fast Five. I did not like him in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just weird. I thought, Paul Walker, dude can't act his way out of a paper bag, but I still think he did a pretty good job there. Vin Diesel's just Vin Diesel. He's Riddick. He's Vin Diesel. He's Toretto. Whatever movie he's in, he's Toretto or Riddick. And it worked out well. He's another guy. He's got they showed screenshots of him and Carl Urban from the new Riddick movie coming out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw that 2003 one again or whatever. It's way worse than I remember.
Pitch Black or not?
Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, the kind of.
Yeah.
Pitch Black was great. Pitch Black was great. Matter of fact, Chronicles of Riddick would have been better if Carl Urban had more lines in it, right? But he was just like a side character in that movie. And what's his name? The other dude, what's his name? I can't think of his name now.
Paul Fior, like the main bad guy, or
yeah, he was just, whatever.
Yeah,
old guy fighting Vin Diesel.
Yeah, but he can like teleport. But then it's like, are you going to teleport into this or this? Either way, it goes bad, and then he gets a blade in the skull.
Spoiler alert: Vin Diesel sucks a fucking knife in your head.
Yeah.
Lord V, which is similar to Conan, by the way. The whole storyline's kind of feels like Conan the Barbarian. Fights his way up. He's some sort of mystical hero, and all of a sudden now he's king of the world.
I've never really thought of it like that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In light of Last Stand, I've been hearing there's going to be a new King Conan movie with Schwarzenegger in it. That sounds kind of great.
Isn't he going to be like the grandfather or something?
Yeah, he's going to be old man Conan after being king for
I'm old Conan!
Yeah.
His old saggy balls are going to be coming out from under his tunic. He's sitting there, watching Golden Girls and eating oatmeal.
Complaining about the temperature of his oatmeal.
Talking about the weather. The fucking raining outside.
This oatmeal's too hot.
Man, this month, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Bruce Willis all have movies coming out.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
wait,
Arnold Schwarzenegger one. He's got that one, The Last Stand or The Last Line.
Okay, that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone's got the dead one, the one where he's got the tattoos.
Bullet in the head or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. But
Bruce Willis has got another Die Hard coming out in the next less than 30 days, I think.
Oh no, you're right. That's like Valentine's Day or something.
Yeah,
that's coming up real soon.
I'll go see Sylvester Stallone's movie because anytime he's got tattoos, that intrigues me. I'm a fan of people with tattoos, so I'll go see it because he's got tattoos and the guy's built like a tank at 65.
Yeah,
that's the best reason ever. There's cool tattoos in this movie.
Yeah,
okay. Better check it out.
I don't really care for the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Doesn't look good. Not my type of movie.
No tattoos.
It's got kind of a comic tone to some of it, but I wish parts of it were better. I expected more from that director, but it did okay for me. It did enough to entertain.
It feels like Walking Tall. You remember that? Not the Dewey Cox story, but the
the Rock one. I didn't see it.
The remake, with The Rock.
Yeah, it feels like the same. Like, go watch the one with The Rock, and then watch that preview. it feels like two similar movies.
Like,
right?
in terms of, like, small town action, or...
It's the way it's shot, kind of the storyline, and both have Johnny Knoxville. And so,
Knoxville is pretty pronounced in this movie. He plays a deputy.
But,
Yeah.
so they have the new McClane movie, right, coming out. The new Die Hard movie coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to tell you, the movie I'm more excited out of those, and not even out of those, but the one that I think has the most potential to be actually pretty good. And I'm not like sweet on Carl Urban, but it just happened to be I saw this yesterday. Not Carl Urban, actually it was Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
In that the White House gets taken over by terrorists movie. Did you see that preview?
I didn't see that preview. No.
I saw that was a thing that existed, but I haven't actually watched the preview.
It's got a weird name. Hold on, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, the fall of something, or
The fall of movies as we know it. Hold on, let me find it.
that was it.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Olympus Has Fallen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks fun. It feels kind of like Die Hard, but not as campy. Not that Die Hard. Die Hard was great, by the way. I'm just saying that Die Hard was with the comedy and it was kind of campy.
Yeah, and I mean the last Die Hard, he literally jumps on a jet and takes it out with his bare hands.
That's awesome.
Bruce Willis, man.
Yeah. True Lies business right there. That's
Dude,
great.
True Lies was great when it came out.
Yeah.
I was such a... You could not probably make that anymore, but
No.
it was quite the thing.
I mean, it's a shame, like, 5 years after the movie came out, I found out that Jamie Lee Curtis was a hermaphrodite, because she was hot in that movie. Book it, look it up. I know you can look it up, Nathan. Go for it.
What? Whether or not that's true?
Jamie Lee Curtis has girl and boy parts, apparently.
I'm going to look this up, because, I didn't know that. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, I'm
Google
looking-
is... Yeah, that did pop up as a search pretty quickly.
That's right. Internet is truth. Truth is the internet.
Okay, it says it's still an urban legend. I don't know. It's not necessarily, who knows.
Got to be based in truth somewhere.
Okay.
I'm going with she's a hermaphrodite. It's a much better story.
Mm-hmm.
But she was hot in that movie. The whole dancing scene.
That dancing scene was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger flying a fucking Harrier jet is really believable. But the nuclear bomb going out off the ocean and everybody just smiling and cheering and having a good old time when they probably just decimated, 1,000 years worth of life forms in the ocean. Yay.
All right, with that, we're going to take a quick break. People at home listening, it'll just be 2 seconds.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
And we're
Hey.
back. Yeah, we're back. Yeah,
back.
exactly. And
That looks like a movie that would have come out before September 11th, so I'm kind of into that. You know, it's like Collateral 2. You know,
Mhm.
Collateral fucking A, man.
do you remember Collateral?
Yes.
Can't say I've ever seen it.
No,
Or-
sorry, Collateral was good. Collateral Damage.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, that's a Schwarzenegger movie with Cliff Curtis.
Well, like his spoiler alert, the one where his family got killed or something like that at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
He's like a he's a
yeah.
firefighter.
He's a firefighter, there's a terrorist attack, and then it somehow ends with him fighting with Cliff Curtis in like a gas-filled tunnel with a fire axe. So, yeah. There's a big explosion.
There's a big explosion.
Fight the
all
dudes off at some point. It was a really weird movie. I don't...
There's a big explosion in my pants when I see you, Nathan.
Alright.
Love explosions.
awkward.
So that's where these podcasts go. All right.
Oh, also, we have our new movie writer on Pixel Response, Matt, here. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Nathan just read your review on movie 43 today.
Oh, yeah, that was something.
Like, here's the thing. Sorry, just like as a fan of movies in general, and like I'm really curious about how bad this movie sounds. Is it like kind of an interesting train wreck, or is it just terrible?
It's,
As a fan of everything but old movies, Nathan, can you please preface that?
Everything post like 1977 or something when films got good and figured it out. Like,
no, but that it's not it's not a good train wreck. It's not the train wreck you love to watch. No, it's kind of a. There's a few parts where I found myself laughing, and I felt guilty about it. But for the most part, I just had my face in my hands, wanting to leave. It's not
weeping uncontrollably.
It's not good bad, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've heard some stories subsequently, or you mentioned some of it in the review about Peter Farrelly kind of tricking people into being in the movie. Like,
Yeah,
can you see that in their eyes? Like, it's just like Halle Berry's on screen, and you just know she doesn't want to be saying
I'll
these.
be honest. When I saw Kate Winslet, she's in the first sketch, and I thought it kind of looked like she was like, "What am I doing?" Like Hugh Jackman was kind of getting into it, but Kate Winslet just seemed like she was having the worst time.
Amazing.
So I don't know. A few of the people in it are the kind of people that you would expect to do those kinds of movies. Like I don't know, like Johnny Knoxville, Sean.
Good God.
Yeah,
He's in another movie?
Like, what?
He's in another movie?
Oh yeah. He just gotten bored. No jackass. But yeah, I don't know. It's not. I would not recommend it under really any circumstances.
Okay. It definitely looked like it could well have the problem of most kind of anthology movies where it's like one or two of these 10 short films are at all watchable, so just don't see it.
Well,
Like,
you know, I said that in my review. There was one near the end that I actually did kind of enjoy because the punchline of it wasn't based on, you know, something a 14-year-old boy would find funny. But I mean, to recommend it based on that 4-minute sketch would be ludicrous. And
in this age, like, that sketch will probably be on the internet.
exactly, that too. And I mean, that sketch would be like okay if you saw it on Saturday Night Live, and saying that makes it a lot better than everything else in that movie. But not, you could find
Like,
better sketches done by amateurs on the internet. But
like pay $12.75 sketch with Terrence Howard in it. Like, don't do that. Okay. Yeah, that was such a weird thing coming out before. Like, just the list of names was kind of intriguing, but you're just like,
exactly.
It
That's
does-
like that.
do they-
The list was the cast was the only thing that had me even remotely interested in going to it in the first place. Yeah, but they obviously did not come together in any cohesive way to make the movie worthwhile.
And the title is just nonsense, right? Movie
Yeah,
40.
I didn't understand it. I was trying to, when I was writing the review, I was trying to come up with some clever wordplay on it, like 43 14-year-olds must have wrote it, or I don't know.
More like movie 40 gay.
Something like that, basically.
Yeah, clever wordplay. That's what we're.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about.
Clever wordplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Tariff in the chat asks what are our feelings towards J.J. Abrams directing Star Wars 7.
Oh right, that was a bit of news. My only real reaction to it was basically like, well, in light of the other names they've been throwing around, sure, that sounds okay.
Wasn't, like, what's his name, Ben Affleck one?
Ben Affleck was a name that
That's
was
hilarious.
being touted, and that was like, oh, well.
Well, he's a
ugh.
visionary.
Yeah, apparently. Visionary, best director, subbed. Yeah,
He's almost as good as Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder was another one that was being thrown around, too. And I'd much rather see J.J. Abrams' Star Wars movie than any of those guys, so sure, that's fine. People are obviously making lens flare jokes and like, man, can't wait for that lens flare off of those lightsabers. I don't,
I hope there is.
He'll probably try to separate as much as possible from Star Trek. He'll probably try to, take it in some new directions. I would think. I'm excited about it. I won't lie.
Mm-hmm.
On chat, they kind of asked whether we want it to go to old planets again or new stuff. I've been thinking through that more and more. It's just like, I don't know what I want to see. Do I want to see entirely new everything or old stuff with better effects and in 3D on an IMAX screen?
Like Coruscant?
Like Coruscant
would be okay,
I guess, but what would they do with it?
Blow it up.
So there's the Death Star 2. It's even bigger, and that
Coruscant is the Death Star 2.
Death Star.
Yeah.
Anybody else have thoughts on J.J. Abrams? I kind of had a little reaction to it, but people, what? You know?
I don't care. It's gonna suck.
I think no matter what, we're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can't. It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
When was the last time Star Wars fans were pleased about anything?
When's the last time Star Wars was good?
Yeah.
1979.
Just before Empire Strikes Back came out, that was best. That was the best time.
Yeah.
The golden years.
The golden years of Star Wars.
Year.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, Matt, is there anything you're looking forward to for movies coming up?
There's one movie that the trailer came out a little while ago, and I couldn't stop telling my friends about it. I don't know if you guys saw it. Probably did. The movie This Is the End. You seen that one around?
No, I haven't.
I don't think I saw it.
You gotta go watch Here, I'll tell you the concept first. The concept is they take basically all. It's kind of like movie 43 in the way that it has this amazing cast list, except it's even better.
Oh.
You have Danny McBride, Seth Rogen, Craig Robinson, Jonah Hill.
Oh, I didn't realize this was the title. Yeah, this is all comic actors playing themselves.
Yeah, it's a who's who of actors in this generation.
Exactly, yeah. They're all party at James Franco's house when the world ends.
Fucking A's got Hermione.
It's a great trailer.
Wait, there's a new trailer? I saw the Red Band trailer that came out.
Yeah, no, the Red Band trailer. That's what I'm talking about. It came out weeks ago, but...
Yeah, I think they released it on December 20th, just before December 21st. Mayans, haha, like as a little...
Right, yeah, they did, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, no, I'll definitely check that out. I didn't hate The Watch, which was much reviled. It was okay, though, and it had a bunch of those guys. I completely
forgot about it, to be honest. It was one of those movies. I didn't hate it, but I came out of the theater just not even thinking that I just watched it, you know? Like, it was just one of those forgettable things.
No, most of that movie kind of fades away. Other than I now appreciate Costco in a different way. So that's the thing. The real takeaway was when I'm walking around a Costco. It's like, oh yeah, this is where that movie was set.
Yeah.
It's based on a short story it's called Jay and Seth First the Apocalypse.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they made
a short film.
Yeah, they made a fake trailer for it. And there was some speculation when this one came out that this was the same kind of deal, but this one's very much legit.
What I'm interested in is, what do you think of the new Evil Dead they're doing?
Fuck that movie, man. I know that Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi have kind of given it their blessings, but fuck that movie. They're taking it to the route they shouldn't have taken it.
Yep.
To the B movie, funny yet horrific, whatever.
They're taking it too far in like the gore porn type thing, where I think Evil Dead struck a nice balance as an indie film even back then, of like being kind of scary, kind of ridiculous and funny, and like over the top gory and bloody and that sort of thing, to the point where it wasn't just this like disgusting torturous thing that people are gonna watch happen to these kids. It was a horror movie. Like, that's all it was.
Well, the question is it Evil Dead 1 or 2 they're remaking, right? Because Evil Dead 2 is a remake of Evil Dead 1.
Yeah, they're remaking 1.
Yeah, I mean, I just listen. Those are three of my favorite movies of all time, and the fact that they are remaking it does not make me happy. Of course, I'll go see it, but if it sucks, I will tweet Evil Dead, the new Evil Dead sucks hashtag for the next fucking year.
Fair enough. I kind of am looking forward to what they've done with it, though, even though I don't think it will be that great.
The one thing I appreciate with the way they're talking about it, though, is just they were very committed to practical effects the entire time.
That's cool. I do like that.
Which is kind of neat. Like, I was grossed out by that X-Acto knife business and stuff. Like, it was just like, oh, God, come on. Whereas, like, the first one is just like, yeah, whatever, pencil in the eye, but it's full of oatmeal. Like, it's just gross, but bad. This looks a little more genuinely disgusting, but that commitment to the old, sweaty, gross, sticky way of doing horror movies, that's kind of cool. And apparently it was just rated NC-17 in its first submission, so they're going extreme with it.
Let me segue then. Two things. One, it's labeled the most terrifying film you will ever experience. Fuck that movie. Right? Fuck that movie in its ass, because I don't want to see... Evil Dead is not supposed to be the most terrifying experience.
But I thought
you're supposed to walk away going, oh... What's that?
Didn't the first one have that tagline too?
Yeah, but that one was joking and playful. This one is, look, you're going to be really scared of this fucking movie. It's not supposed to be that. And they better have used the real Necronomicon in this fucking movie, or I'm going to be pissed.
I don't think they did.
New Necronomicon, the 2013 edition.
Oh my god! It looks like it's
just a it's a gross beaten up Kindle.
That's what it is. It's the iPad one.
Yeah, it's an e-reader. It'd be pretty great.
Oh, so segue NC-17. I watched a movie today called this film has not yet been rated.
Oh yeah,
that's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty great and pretty telling. You know, that Kirby Dick did a good job of really telling you everything. It's including going after those people who are the quote-unquote raiders for the movie industry.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you seen it, Matt?
No, I can't say I have. I've heard about it though, and it's been on my list.
It's on Netflix. It's a pretty short movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. They bring in a lot of directors like from American Psycho. Kevin Smith's in it. Matt Stone's in it. Who else? A lot of directors who have some gnarly ass shit to their name.
John Waters is featured.
Oh yeah,
prominently.
He's funny though. He's the funny part of that. He's like one of the funniest parts of that. Besides them showing that scene from Team America where the dolls are fucking.
Yeah.
And the doll shits on him. They're like, they want us to cut that out.
Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ratings are such a joke. Based on that, if you took that movie for value for what they said, then it's a joke how they do ratings in this country.
Agreed. Completely agree.
Like the weird biases they have and stuff, like sexual content is just don't ever.
It's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that sexual content is no. It's that sexual content in an indie flick. No, Jason Biggs fucking an apple pie. That's okay. Rated R.
Yeah.
I mean that it's very much based on like the one of the things that catches your attention is at the end they say all these people that are, and it's not really a spoiler alert because you're gonna watch it to hear what the directors say, but he Kirby Dick appeals his rating for his movie, and he has a private investigator sit out and catch every person who comes into one of these appeal process boards.
Yeah,
and it's like all of them are high level execs for some either NATO North American Theater Organization or VP of Fox Searchlight or CEOs of companies that have swagger in Hollywood. They're on the board of appeals, right? Which tells you that there's some sort of inbreeding going on there. Somebody's getting kicked back or something like that. So it's if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you should watch it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Cool. I think that's all I had. Anybody else? Nathan, Matt?
The cave is pretty good, but I have problems with it. I don't know.
That game doesn't look that great.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of really dependent on how much nostalgia you have for... Well, I don't know if it's nostalgia is even the word, but how much tolerance and patience you have with old school adventure game way of doing things, but with kind of a platforming sheen on it, but not fast-paced platforming, which was my initial aversion to that game. Was like, this is too slow-paced. This is and then you just have to really slow down.
From what I saw, Giant Bomb, there's not like a button where you can group together again.
That is a serious problem if you're playing it with single player. Yeah, that was pretty frustrating.
You should be able to do that anyways.
Yeah, ideally you're playing with other people, so they're just following around and doing stuff. But if you're just playing one person, you have 3 different items. You could have accidentally left a key item in a puzzle with someone that's like way back there. So then you just have this really boring process of running across this environment. Which that seems, there's some stuff. It's like that should have been an obvious thing you guys figured out. Like I'm a little confused how this happened, but I don't know. I'm also pretty biased towards Double Fine everything, so I enjoyed it, but I was looking to enjoy it. So even then, I'd probably give it kind of a bit of a qualified rating. But yeah, I don't know. It's a game I played.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. And Zelda.
And I've been playing a lot of Zelda.
That game sucks.
Oh, there's some good games in that franchise.
No,
dude.
I'm talking about your game, Phantom Hourglass.
No, Phantom Hourglass is good.
No, it's terrible.
Did you play it?
Yeah, I own it. It's bad.
What's bad about it? The
Everything.
Ocean Temple?
No, like the normal Zelda stuff is fine. It's the fact that they went along the way they do with every fucking Nintendo product, and they play too much into the gimmick, and it hinders gameplay.
What's the gimmick?
The gimmick is a stupid fucking touchscreen that you have to do everything with.
That's like Animal Crossing controls, dude.
Animal Crossing fucking sucks on that too.
It's good.
No.
You're crazy.
Wow. Nathan gets defensive and his voice gets higher.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's a good game. What are you talking about? It's certainly better than iOS action games, I think, is what I'm comparing it to at this point. Like, the reason I played it was, I was sitting at home playing iOS games, and man, I wish this was bigger and more involved. Oh wait, there's a machine that does that, and then I played some DS games, and then it was like, oh, there's tons of stuff to do. Cool. So,
Hey, Paul, are we closing this out? Because I got one more thing to tell Nathan before we close it out.
what? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, fucking Hotline Miami sucks, dude.
Why?
I have
What?
tried to get that fucking game to run, and let me tell you, my PC runs everything except for Hotline fucking Miami.
Oh,
I've tried to run it like 10 times and nothing.
Okay. Yeah, it crashed. It'll do that. It's an indie game. They get it for kids.
So it is still on my PC, but I have never played it because every time I fire it up, it crashes.
You should probably tweet in SodaStream and ask about that. He'll fix it.
That's too much work. I'll just play something else.
Okay.
All right, and with that, thanks for listening, Nathan. Thanks for joining me, and Eno and Matt. Thanks again. As always, you can go visit Eno at theawfulgamer.com. They have their site up, so go do that. Or on YouTube, youtube.com/theawfulgamerhd. Or what's the other one again? Awful Plays?
Tag plays. But just go to awfulgamer.com. You can link to everything from there.
There you go. And you'll be seeing more of Matt and hopefully Nathan at some point when he's done his schooling on Pixel Response. So, yeah, we'll see you guys later.